guys, Val here from the ARK Trade Federation. Today I will be showing you our crafting room and how to build guide on our crafting room. Go ahead and walk in the main gate here. We got our plant R seeds down here. Transmitter in the middle. Chem benches. Cryo fridges. Use these to store our dinos in that we're going to sell. Some extra refrigerators here. Bunch of preserving bins and refrigerators here. Have all these labeled. Different various things that we use on a weekly basis, I guess you could say. Other than the superfood and water. We'll go ahead and get some of that. That's where we store all our extra eggs at. Sorted. The left side sorted, the right side's not. This is where we keep all our dinos that we use all the time. More vaults for random knickknacks, building stuff, food recipes, thermoses, color, dyes and stuff. Our egg incubators. We have more vaults here. Now, before I added the armory, I had armor on this side and saddles on this side. Right now, I just have saddles over here, and all these vaults are empty. I don't have anything to put in them yet. As I do more OSDs on Extinction, I will bring more stuff over here to put in there. Up here on the next floor, we have our grinders. Grindable stuff in here to get some experience if we ever need it. Soap, I don't know if y'all knew this, but soap is a great way to keep organic polymer for later. We can make a video on that though. Vaults with grindable stuff in it. We have our tech generator right here with the tech trough. I have the trough here because I have Deinonychus below the crafting room for extraordinary kibble farm. I'll show you how to make. I can show you how to make that as well. In each one of these rooms, we just have cryo fridges filled with dinos. Right here is our empty cryo fridges with the must-raise dinos. Then we have all of our breeders, dinos that we sell and stuff, in these two rooms here, sorted. And over here we just have bunch of random stuff that needs to be raised. Not a high priority. If I get extra time, we'll just raise these up whenever. Up here, we have our replicator. This area right here is our resource overflow. I have beds here. I have them labeled. That way I know which one I can spawn in at to, let's say, drop element dust off, or to drop metal ingots off. Some of our resources here. I spawned in the other day when I was bringing metal over and moved over, and I was too far over to the side and didn't have my tech suit on that was powered, so I had to drop some element into here. That normally has human hair in it. And then here is our resources. I'll go ahead and screenshot this so we can have it. I'll put this up in the video that I'm going to show in the how-to guide to build on how to build the crafting room. Replicator here in the middle. And get the last of these resources in. These over here, other than element, we hardly ever use these resources. I have them here just so I know where they're at. I don't have to go through a vault and search for them. You don't need this much dedicated storage in your crafting room if you don't want it. But I like having it here. Both kinds of paste, the fungal wood, corrupted wood. And then we have vaults over here with our blueprints in it. And a lot of blueprints. Armor, weapons, saddles, building stuff. I also keep our regularly used superfood and water recipes, or custom food and water recipes in there. And then I just have a bunch of random blueprints that I need to get rid of, but don't want to sort through right now. But yeah, that is the crafting room. I have some decorations up, maps of Valguero, boss trophies, boss flags. I am missing a few boss flags I need to go get. Um, but that is our crafting room. I hope y'all enjoy the how-to guide on how to build this crafting room. Alright guys, here we are on Ragnarok. We are going to be building the crafting room that I just showed y'all. We have used this crafting room in several of our bases. Base we had before, the one we have on Valguero now, our base on the center, I actually made this base bigger, added a teleporter into it and forges. I will be showing you all that design, but right now I'm going to show you the one we have on Valguero in our main base currently. I am using Tek to make it easier for y'all to count how many foundations and ceilings and stuff I put in this base. Use whatever structures you want to use. The platform is going to be 12 across, so right to left is 12, front to back is 17, and including the ceiling, we're going to put it on, it's going to be 13 high and 14 in the middle, if you wanted to make it look fancy like I have it looking. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I already laid the foundation down, as you've seen. Trying to remember how to spell large walls. Struggles. Good old brain farts. Now this is how I build mine. Makes it a little cheaper on structures. If you use like Tek walls or metal walls in the greenhouse. I also like the way it looks. So this is how I do mine. You guys do yours however you want. Alright. So this is main layout right here. We're going to have vaults down here on the ground floor like you've seen. You can put whatever you want down here. I know in the one that we had on the center, I had dead storage down here instead of a bunch of vaults. And I'll show you how I've had that set up on this one here. And then I built an armory on our Valguero base, so I didn't need the dead storage in here for all the ammo and stuff. So I put more vaults in here and refrigerators and such. So you can fit 3 vaults on 2 foundations. So we're going to have 9 vaults in here, so we're going to count 6 over. 3, 4, 5, 6, right there. That should be 6. Double check your work. I have built this whole thing and realized that I messed up and had to tear it all down. It made me very sad. Excuse me. Make sure you get your stat points right too. Nothing's worse than having the whole thing done and realizing you have a snap point wrong. And your whole base looks weird. Alright. So this is going to be where the vaults are at. The cryo fridges that we have are going to be the next floor above. Get some more walls here. That's too big. Too many. There we go. I don't mess up again. I would show you building this on official, but I already have mine built on my main base. I don't have our base on Genesis set up yet to build a crafting room in it. So I'm going to show y'all in creative mode, that way we can get this video over real quick and you don't have to watch me build all these structures, because that's just boring, in my opinion. Let's get some greenhouse walls. Oh, gotta go there. Greenhouse walls. Put your greenhouse walls in here. Now, if you want the back of your vaults to show, you can put greenhouse walls here. I normally have this part blocked in because I don't like seeing the back of the vaults. Of course, this is just a guide. Y'all change it to whatever suits your bases or tribes' needs. There we go. And you can put doors on this. I don't like putting doors on it because then I get aggravated when official lags out and I get stuck trying to get in my room, one of these rooms, and I don't realize it's lag until the lag's over, and I sit there and get mad at the vault, or the door, and it's just bad. I don't like doing it, so I don't put them on there. All right. Next thing you're going to want to do is get your ladder out. You're going to set the ladder up. And make sure you snap it right. If you put it on there like this, you won't be able to climb up the ladder. Set it on this side. Climb up the ladder. Hit K. Scroll out. Back off the ladder. Pick up your ladder. That way you can reuse it. No point in placing a whole bunch of ladders down and losing the resources for it. Now we are going to grab our vault. Okay. So if I go in here, you see how the vault's right there is really far away. So you want to make sure when you're climbing on the ladder, you scroll down far enough. Some structures place really close to you, other ones will place really far away. So we'll just hit K again. Go back in here. Find my trusty ladder. Forgot to put it on my action bar. Alright, we're going to look all the way down almost. Now hit K. Get off. And look, there we go. That'll work. You want to make sure you get these as close as possible when you're placing these. It's close to the wall. You don't want to go through the wall. But right there on the edge of it. And I messed up when I was building our base on Valguero. I was able to place one of them right. Or the one on the left back here was able to place. But as I got further over, I guess I accidentally hit the W key or something. I don't know what happened. But make sure it fits all the way across. Test it before you start placing them down, because if you don't have an exomech, you're going to be losing a lot of materials. See, right there, it's glitching a little bit. Keep that from happening. I'm just going to back up just a hair. Right there, just like that. And make sure you don't spin when you're placing these too, because that'll also mess you up. Click once, and then you can spin the structure around like so. You don't want to do that. If you happen to do that, right click and it won't place the structure. In case y'all didn't know that. Now I messed up that vault right there. See how it's hanging over that ceiling right there? So I gotta make sure I get these real close. That way I can place them all down. There we go, getting better. You want to try not to move forward or back because you don't want to mess your alignment up. Okay, there we go. There's that one wall done. And to keep it from having to place the ladder again, just stay in K mode. And go over to the next side and start placing these down. And then when you get all these placed down, we're going to flip the ladder over to the other side and place them over there. But now, I'm just going to build one of these rooms for you. I'm going to show you how I did the dead storage in here. Place dead storage in K mode as well. There we go, got it right there. And all you have to do is place one of these. And careful with these, because these will glitch through the wall. You can see them on the other side. See, like there, like that. I don't know about you, but that would aggravate the crap out of me. And when you're going to place the vaults down, it'll those vaults won't be able to mesh through that. So you won't be able to place your vaults on top of it. So be careful when you're doing that. Just a little warning. So, like I said, all we have to do is place one of these down. Get it just a little bit inside the wall there. You can't see it outside, I don't think. Nope, doesn't look like you can. So we'll just place that one down. Once you place that one down, you don't have to be in K mode anymore. And we're going to place these up 4 high. Now I'll show you how we have these set up in our armory. That way, you can set yours up the way we have set up, or whatever suits your needs. This crafting room is very resource intensive, by the way. I think I had 180 cryo fridges, I think. I don't know, it was a lot. I sent my tribe mate a list of the stuff we needed. He was not happy with me. So there we go, we got that right there. Let's glitch through a little bit. So to keep that from happening, you can take this over to the side a little bit more to keep it from showing over there on this side. It'll look different on metal structures. They're not as thick, so it'll be a little easier for you to line up if you use metal or stone. Tech structures are a little thicker. But I had dead storage here on this side. And I'll go ahead and place the vaults down here for you. Using that little K mode trick. Using K mode will help you make things OCD friendly. Love OCD friendly. And if this was my base I was making right now, I'd pull all those dead storages up. So before you start stacking them up, if you're really concerned about it, make sure you place the bottom row in first, just to make sure none of that placement's off. That way you don't have to replace, how many is that there? 48 dead storage that you'd have to replace if you figured it out when you got down there to the end. I don't know about you, but that would make me real sad. So that's what we did. Weapons or we had ammo and stuff over here on this side, trap building materials, and we had guns and all that stuff over here on this side. The next room over we had our saddles and we had our armor. So if we was going to go do a boss fight or something, we had the stuff right here to go do that. But you set yours up however you need. If you want all vaults down here, if you want vaults and cryo fridges, vaults and refrigerators, I think you can fit 16 cryo fridges in here, I'm pretty sure. 16 or 12, one of them two. Refrigerators, preserving bins, like you see on ours, we have preserving bins in one, and refrigerators. Next one, I think we have all refrigerators, we have cryo fridges and vaults, and then we have just vaults. I have our cryo fridges downstairs, like I said, just to put our dinos that we use in all the time. The cryo fridges upstairs are our breeding dinos. Those don't get used at all. You don't want those suckers dying. That would be bad news. Go ahead and build this up right here. Sadly, greenhouse walls do not have large greenhouse walls. I hate that noise. Let me know, guys. Am I the only one that hates the sound of the greenhouse glass breaking? Oh, it's horrible. Hurts my soul. Alright. And on our base, I have the door over here coming into the crafting room. You can have yours wherever you want. I'm going to go ahead and build it like I have ours on Valguero. I'll leave a gap right there. I'm going to show you a trick for lining up your your dino gates. Oh my god. Oh, I keep doing it. Ugh, it hurts. Alright. So, let me grab a foundation here. So you want to make sure you have foundations on both sides, or if you were wanting to put stairs here to go down, you would want to make sure you had those down first before you place the fence foundations. When you place the fence foundations, it will have structure collision and it won't let you place it. And you want to get it right in the middle. We'll go right there. But now that I have that there, delete this, see if it'll let me place it. Yep, let's see if it'll let me place it once I put the door down. See, snaps in there. You can go into K mode and place this door, but I found this is a lot easier to do. You don't have to worry about making sure it's lined up even and everything. That's the way we do it. Oh, look, it will let you place it. Sometimes it will mess up and it will not let you place that door there. Let's try it with this. Ah, sweet. Nice when things work out. That's not always the case though, so just keep that in mind. Before we move up to the next floor, we are going to put in the cooking pots down here, and we're going to put in the industrial grills right here. I have incubators over here on my base. I'm going to put those in last because mine were built around the staircase. If you don't want yours like that, you don't have to. And I had, as you've seen, I had Tek Crop Plots on this end with plantar seeds in them. So I'll set that up like I have it on Valguero. When you are placing these industrial cookers, it is very, very important that if you want them to look nice when you have them placed and not like placed weird or placed like up in the air and such like that, you want to make sure you get a pipe intersection. You can probably use a regular pipe too if you want to, but I always use intersections so I can have water coming off of them. That way if you don't have access to superfood or super water yet or something like that, you can fill up your canteens in there too if you're using Tek canteens or regular canteens. So, once we're in K mode, we're going to see where this lines up at. So we want to get this in the middle right here. But this snaps weird when you place it on a pipe. Pretty sure it snaps this side. So place it. Get your cooking pot. Nope, I gotta place it to the other side. So it snaps underneath that the left side of that ring with that right pot setting on it. So we're gonna see if it'll let us place. Yep, it'll let us pick up this intersection. So we're gonna put this right here. I can figure out what key that was. There we go. And we need to place it over just a little bit further. There we go. And now you can take that water pipe, if you have yours built like ours, we have it built on ceilings, using our little pillar trick. You can find the video for the pillar trick, and well, I'll put it in a playlist with the rest of the build videos that we're doing here, or just search for it. You can use a flexible pipe to get this to link up with your pipe network. That way you can have this looking aesthetically pleasing. We're going to do the same over here on this side. Now, is having this many industrial cookers necessary? No. But I like having a couple of them. That way I can have super water cooking in one and super food cooking in the other. Or just a bunch of super water, because that super water takes forever to cook. Or custom water, whatever you want to call it. Alrighty. Now for this, we're going to place the industrial grills down. Industrial grill, industrial grill. Alright, doing our little K trick again. Get off that. Alright. Now these grills have an opening in the back, so we're going to place these down. And these will mesh on top of each other. Not completely, but you can stack them pretty close on top of each other. So I'll place this one here. And then we're going to hit K again. We're going to go around to this side. We're going to place the other two on this side so we don't have to see that little cavity down there. Unless you want to see the cavity. If you want to see the cavity, if it doesn't bother you, then you don't have to do this little trick. The important thing here is making sure you get that lined up right. Try to get the edges where you see that red lined up. Too far. This is the most time consuming part. If you don't want it to match up and look real pretty, this won't take you very long at all. But if you want to make this look real pretty, it's going to take you a while. I think building our crafting room on Valguero took me about 4 or 5 hours. See right there that's messed up. I need to bring that forward some more. I'm going to go ahead and fix that. That's going to aggravate. And we're in creative mode. So, we will line it up with that dot. Place that one. And we'll go back into K mode. Out of K mode. Outside. And now we'll place these back down again. Again, like I said, if you're not worried about it, you don't have to put this in. I just want it to look nice. Even though I'm in creative mode, I'm not going to use this base. Still want it to look nice. There we go. Very darn close. Looks pretty good to me. Alright. I'll go ahead and put 2 of these incubators down while we're over here. I know 2 of them will fit. The other one will have to be underneath the staircase at an angle. So, we will just put that one in when we get there. There we go. And we do have a video on our channel how to get a whole bunch of these incubators right next to each other. So if you're interested in that, make sure you check that out as well. It's pretty helpful. See, there's that thing I said earlier. Placed one, won't let you place the second one. There we go. Alright, so we're going to wait on the third one. Unless we want to put the third one in here like this. If you don't want to put it in here at an angle, you can always do it like this. Back up. I like to be able to see them though, and having it right there like that, I don't know, it just doesn't look as good to me. Pick that back up. Alright. Only thing left we have to put on the ground floor. Refrigerators over here if you want them. I'll go ahead and put those in. And we got to put the chem benches in right here. On our base on the center, we did not have chem benches down here in this spot that I'm going to put them. We actually had our chem benches over there next to that dino gate over there in the corner. Because we had, I think it was smithies down here if I'm remembering correctly. We had 2 smithies and we had fabricators and smithies upstairs. Also, keep in mind that you can see refrigerators through the wall, so make sure you don't get these glitched through the wall or meshed through the wall. Make sure you compensate for that. Place, I think it's 5 or 6 of these down. Go ahead and place 6 of them down. If we got to delete one, we have to delete one. No big deal. Refrigerators are fairly cheap to craft, especially if you're building a base this big. The mats to build 1 fridge are probably nothing for you. Our crafting room is big anyways. Alright, so we'll leave that there. Now we can put our staircase up. So if you're wanting to put cryo fridges here like I have on ours, I will show you how to do that as well. Because if you tried to place them in once you put this ceiling in, it wouldn't work. If you place those cryo fridges down, they would try to glitch on the ceiling above it. So, this is how we're going to do a little workaround on it. That's only 2. What button is it? 100%. Okay, so we got that there. That's our little guide. So, we're going to get a cryo fridge. Go ahead and replace our trusty dead storage. Ladder number 9. Go. Just like that. Easy peasy. Look at that. You can fit about 3 of them. Fit 3 of them on a ceiling. This one will probably be you'll only be able to fit like 2.5. But that's how we do that. Sorry, I had to get a drink there. Alright. Let's put this other side on real quick. Get that other incubator placed. Okay. Well, looks like it's only going to allow us to place it at a right angle. That'll work. Yes, we wanted to. We could pull all this up. Broken. What not to do? Don't use don't use the demo gun. It's very bad. But yeah, that's how you do that. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't have this far enough back. That's why I didn't have enough room. these stairs are supposed to be up one more. I was right. Right there. Right down. Get rid of this cryo fridge. Place more down here if you'd like. You can try eyeballing it or making it OCD friendly, whatever fits your fancy. I'm not gonna put that one there because it'll overhang the stairs, but there's that. Up here, I put grinders in and a vault for grindables and dead storage for stone, wood, and soap. Normally we get soap doing OSDs or orbital supply drops and element veins on extinction. And I did forget the chem benches down here, so we're gonna place these in real quick. Now we have 5 chem benches down here, I think. Since we started getting our gunpowder from Gen 2, we stopped using these as much, but actually I don't think we've used these at all, other than I think I used them once to make sulfur since I've built the new crafting room. I think the rest of them still have 100 fuel in them, or gasoline. There we go. Put those in there. There we go. Got that down. Now you want to place your railing here. If you want railing. I put railing on mine. If you try to place railing after you place the grinders down, you won't be able to. It won't let them. Grinders can mesh through railing, but railings can't mesh through grinders. It doesn't make sense, but that's ARK for you. Alright, here we go. Get our handy dandy grinder out there. Get our handy dandy ladder back out. Go back into K mode. Pick that up. Got that grinder on number 8. Make sure it's not meshed through your railing. Put it about right there. Make sure we strafe to the right there and not move forward or backward. That way they're even. Put that in. Do I have vaults here? I do not, but I do have dead storage. I will need that, and hope if I spelled vault right. So, if you plan on grinding a lot of stuff, like stone and such, you can put your dead storage right here, and put your vaults in the middle, or you can just put vaults in the middle, whichever one fits your fancy. We're going to put dead storage here, that way it's easy to access and transfer it in there, but you guys do what's best for your base. There we go. And vaults. I don't know about you, but doing OSDs, I normally get a lot of stuff I can grind up. Slowly tapping the A and D key here to try to get these lined up. Still won't fit, dang it. So in this case, I'm going to pick these up. This is where I said earlier, make sure you only place one, that way you're not wasting a bunch of stuff. Do that. And let's see if I can do this. See if I can place them in the middle. Too wide in the middle. Let's see if it'll let me do that. See if I can get that to look a little better. Almost. Oh, it's gonna be so close. You can just stop trying to be stubborn and move the vaults over, that way they don't mesh, but sometimes you just want to get these things to work out, you know? I mean, that's way too much dead storage, but as you're going to see in this base, as you've seen in this crafting room, and I never have too much dead storage. Gosh, our base has so much dead storage, it's ridiculous. Alright. Make sure you do not place these ceilings in until you finish the floor below. Make sure you have all your vaults and stuff in there. Otherwise, you won't be able to place them. You'll have to pull these back up. It's really annoying. Been there, done that. Learn from my mistakes. And also, if you're using metal ceilings when you're doing this, and I'm sure it's doing it with these Tek structures, but I can't, it's harder to notice with the Tek ones. But metal ceilings will snap different. Let me see if I can pull some out here. Probably been easier if I just typed in ceiling. Alrighty. Down here on our 2-button. See how they're snapping like that? That's facing that direction. That one's facing that direction. When you're placing these, see, when you're placing these, keep this in mind if you're using metal. I don't know if you're going to be like me or not, but I had to go through and carefully make sure all mine were arranged the same direction. If you don't care, then, you know, that's up to you, but I didn't want my base to look like, not like that. Let's see if I can get it. I didn't want, when I was downstairs with all the vaults and stuff, I didn't want to run through there, this section. I didn't want to run through there and see this. That aggravates the crap out of me. But if you don't mind it, go for it. It'll make building your base a lot faster. That's for darn sure. I'll place all these in. Alrighty. Now we got all those placed, we can put our crop fridges in. I'll show you how I set these up, or how I place them. You've seen how I have them set up on the crafting room tour I did for you earlier in the video, but I will show you these. You want to make sure you get green the other direction, and then you want to take this whole thing, you want to strafe left and right to make sure you have coverage both ways. go until you see red. There you go. Should be a little easier to see. Go back to gamma 2 there. And then see green. Strafe a little bit back till you see red. Strafe back. That way you make sure you don't overshoot it and you're getting the most bang for your buck. What's that? 8? 8 for 3 ceilings. So 16 for each side, 32 per room full. I've seen other people place these where they have them down in a walled off area with hatch frames, so you can have them set up like that. I haven't set them up like that in this crafting room. When I do the other crafting room design I have, I'll do that in there. Show y'all how to do that if you want. I think it'd be interesting. I've personally never done that, but it is an option. When you're placing these down, try to get them lined up with the ones on the opposite side. That way you know you're not off too much. That way you know you can fit 16 on both sides instead of 16 on one side and 15 on the other. Alright, there's that. That's how you have it set up. Now if you want cryo fridges all the way across this, if you want vaults, let's get some mannequins. We'll put some mannequins up here. There they are. We'll throw some of these in here just so you can see what these look like in here if you want. Cool thing I like about these mannequins too is you can change them to look like your character. That way you can have your gear ready to go if you're going to transfer out to another server. You got beds in your crafting room. Just come on in, swap out your gear, and you're ready to go. Make sure you keep your dino or your cryopods recharged. I would put a cryo fridge right here at the end with that extra space, just to make sure your dinos didn't decay. Keep your dinos that you use most of the time in there, something like that. That's what you want to do. Have tech suits, your hazard suits, boss fights, regular wear or gear to wear around the base, whatever you want. Don't remember. There you go. Capture character. That way you don't have to look at this straw man. You get a little, you get a look at this hairy fellow. He needs a cut. He needs a little trim. But that's another thing you can put in there. Alright, let's get to the best part. My favorite part. The Tek Replicator. Let's craft some element here real quick just to show the beautiful Tek Replicator. So when you're doing this, when you're placing these ceilings on here and walls, be very careful if you're using large walls. Come on, game. Doesn't like me crafting all this crap. Because these do have different snap points. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't like walking around my base that I just got done building out of Tek and realizing that I had one of my walls sticking out. So on these large walls, you want to make sure you're placing them from the opposite side. So if this is inside your base and you're wanting them to match on top of the ones you already have placed, you want to make sure you place them the same. I go to this side, I place that here, just like that. Most of the time, you won't have a problem with it. Occasionally, it'll snap out, and if you're having problems with it, just hit the Q button. It'll fix it for you, most of the time. Place these. Like I said, we're going 13 high. See, messed up. And if you have this one messed up, the one above it's going to be messed up. So getting them lined back out is going to be a pain. It just snowballs. Very aggravating to realize it after you finish your base. There we go. And now we're going to put these on here. I haven't had the problem recently. I know you used to. If you had ceilings down, oh, yeah, see, look, it snapped weird. If you had ceilings down and then you placed walls on top of it, there was a chance that they would snap funny. Like the walls would snap to like the top part of the ceiling instead of snapping to the wall below it. So I'd normally try, oh god, we're gonna hear that noise. I normally try to place at least one layer of walls before I build the ceiling for that floor. I don't know if you noticed this either. You want it like this, the way I'm looking at it now, I want it to place and I want it to be green. Or if it's like this, it's like a bluish green. You don't want bluish green, green. I don't have that problem with the greenhouse glass. Spam and Q, no different snap points there. But we didn't really need to place those in. Just place them in to place them in. Alright, let's put our ceilings down. Guess I used them all. Sorry about that. Like I said when I was building the previous floor, make sure that you, if you're using metal or stone. I think stone has wooden supports on the bottom of it, wooden beams. Make sure you're paying attention to which way you're placing this if you want them to all line up right. Because snapping on, you'll get a different snap point off each one of those walls, so you'll have to keep pressing Q until you get the right snap point. We'll place our stairs down here, that way we can get up here. So stairs down on both sides. Just like so. I'm going to go ahead and place our generator in here too. Now in our base we have a trough in here to feed the Deinonychus in our kibble room that is below our crafting room. So we're going to go ahead and throw a trough in here. Just like so. And let's throw our generator in here. If you don't have tech or access to a tech generator or enough element to keep a generator running long term, because you do have to have this on a pretty high distance in order for it to power everything, I would use a regular generator. You'll have to like cables and stuff. It won't be as aesthetically pleasing, but it is possible to do. You will not be able to have the Tek Crop Plots though with a regular generator. Those do require a Tek gen to power. Let's grab some door frames. I normally use double doors. Makes it easier to access your generator. You don't have to have it enclosed. I like enclosing mine. I think it just looks a little cooler. Also protects your generator in case you have accidentally unlock your generator and you have people over at your base or something like that. That way they don't steal all your element out of your generator. Let's get some sloped greenhouse glass here. And before we put these down, we are going to put our railing, because I do not want the railing to snap off of the sloped greenhouse ceilings. I don't know if it will, but I don't want it to. I don't want to take that chance. See how that doesn't have that wall right there? It's going to snap weird. Let's see if we can put a wall there and change that. Snap that there. Let's see if we can put... Oh, it won't let us do it. Let's see if we can do it like this. Oh, there we go. Little cheaty trick there for you. That way you get your railings to match up. There we go. You don't have to place it like that if you don't want to, if you don't mind them not matching up, but we'll go ahead for the purpose of this video, make it aesthetically pleasing. Alright, this next part, we're going to place the replicator. You want your replicator to be in the center of your base. So, or your center of your crafting room. I'll place that down. Grab a good old replicator out here. See? Went too far down with the K mode. That's what I was talking about earlier. Some structures are real close, some are real far away. Alright, So this right here should be the center of our base. I'll make sure you zoom all the way out while you're in K mode. That way your replicator is not sticking through your wall when you get done. Boom, just like that. And now we're going to grab our dead storage. We'll put our dead storage right here. Make sure it doesn't glitch through or mesh through the wall. And you only have to place one of them. You snap the rest of them off of that one. It'll all be even. There we go. That should do it. And placing these right here like this, you will be able to access all of these dead storages from your replicator. Now, if you're like me, and you want to have every resource, almost every resource in the whole game in your crafting room, I had to add an additional 4 over here on this side for the wool, pelt, human hair, and when you grind up fur gear, it'll give you wool, pelt, hair as an item. That's what it's called. I think that's what it's called. So I made one for it too. Did I need to? No, but I did anyways because I'd rather have 4 of them over there than have 3 over there, if you know what I mean. Raise this up here a little bit. This is possible to build without a tech suit. It is increasingly more difficult though. Pain in the butt. There's that. Oh, got that one over there in the corner. There we go. And I'll show you how we have our resources in here. I tried to make sure, you know, we had all the expansion stuff together. I have most of the stuff we use, or the stuff we use the most over here on this side. And random knickknacks from like Aberration and Scorched Earth, and I think our elements over here. Yeah, most of the odds and ends stuff's over here. Most of our main stuff's over on this side. You can have it set up however you want. That's just what works best for us. They did recently add where you could see dead storage from the top and bottom. You could put this dead storage in the floor if you wanted to. It would mess up the look in the floor below this one though. So if that's something you don't want to do, or if you want to raise this platform up one higher, that way you can have 2 layers of ceiling so you don't have to see your dead storage from down there. It's up to you. I personally do not like dead storage in the floor. It is, my opinion, harder to use because you are even putting your resources in there in alphabetical order. You're just like sitting there staring at the floor trying to figure out where this and that's at. It's harder to find the picture and just go to it. In our current crafting room, we have vaults over here on this side. It's pretty much how I just set them up. K-mode trick like I did for the ones downstairs. If you didn't want vaults up here, if you didn't have access to a lot of element, you could put smithies and replicator, or not replicators, smithies and fabricators up here. Honestly, you could still put them up here if you wanted to put them in between the dead storage and the vault. The vault's like so. You can still put them in here. We pretty much use our exomech and replicator though when we are crafting anything we need. But I'll go ahead and put them in here just for you guys. See, doesn't look too bad. You just gotta jump over it if you want to get to your vaults. I prefer to have the open space so I can fly an RG in here or something. We have blueprints on this side. I have our blueprints sorted. I think it's armor, weapons, saddles, build structures, and then I have 3 vaults for overflow blueprints or extras. In case I want to make a cheap saddle for somebody or I need a cheap saddle for myself. Sometimes I'll make new people on the server. They hop on, you know, give them a dino, give them a... Make sure it has a sort of decent saddle on it. What am I putting over on this side? Oh, dead storage. And on this side we have our resource overflow. So if you're going to be raising a lot of dinos, you're going to have, from meat runs, you're going to have a lot of hide. We normally like to have extra crystal on hand. Metal, chitin or keratin. You can have extra stone if you wanted to have it up here. Whatever suited your needs. I mean, put it over here. Just like so. And this is how we have our crafting room. I am going to go ahead and do a time lapse of me building the rest of this until I get to the roof, and I'll show you how I do that. But just building these walls up, I'm just going to do that in a little time lapse. Alright, so I'm back. When you are placing these greenhouse glass, the walls down, you want to make sure on the right and left side, let me get up here when you're looking at it, the right and left sides, you want to make sure you leave, or don't go all the way up, you only want to go, I think it's 12 up, or actually, this is supposed to be 13 high. I forgot. So let me get some regular tech walls because I only made it 12. Let me rectify that. I guess it'll give me time to talk about putting walls over that door right there. Pretty simple to do. You just have to wait to put those walls in until you are done placing the roof on that side. Then you can go down from that. When you are placing this roof, just like the ceilings on the other floors, when you're placing them down, if you don't want to look up and see your ceiling going in 100 different directions, like a little checkerboard or something up there, I will show you a trick to get your ceiling the same on both sides. That's what I used for ours. I lost some resources when I was building it, so I could do that, but in my opinion, it was well worth it. Oh, and I forgot to put this on the greenhouse, or on the generator. I forgot about that. So let's get this done real quick. Place that down. When you're placing these greenhouse or sloped greenhouse ceilings up on the roof here, they snap to the walls weird, so there is a gap when you're placing them. Or no, I think it's the ceilings. There's a gap on the ceilings. How they connect to the walls. For some reason, Wildcard hasn't fixed that yet. I don't know why. I wish they would, because it aggravates the crap out of me, but that's Wildcard. What can you do? But for this one high gap right here, all the way across, you're just going to put in your wall. In my opinion, it breaks it up a little bit, makes it look a little better, have a nice cutoff line for it. The front and back halves, you're going to place walls on those two gaps right there like I did. And now you are going to place a sloped wall on the right and left side of this. Let me grab this out here. I'll go forward and do it on the other side. So we have that done. And now you just put greenhouse glass in here. Just like so. If you wanted to take this up higher or make a pyramid or something out of it, you can. But this structure already being as tall as it is, I think going just one higher than the base of the structure looks fine. But I'll go ahead and get this finished, and then we'll put the ceiling on. I'll show you that little trick. And I will also show you how to build your wall down right there. Almost forgot about that. Alright. So, when you go to place your ceiling, find the correct snap point that you want and make sure you follow it all the way across one side or the other. If you can't get the direction that you want on this side of the structure, go over to that side of the structure. It's the same principle. You'll just have to reverse the way you do it. If you go over there to that side, then you'll bridge over here to this side. I'm going to go ahead and place this whole side first and put that wall in above that dino gate. And then I will show you how to fill this wall in, and then I'll do the little bridge for you. Excuse me. So, just like so. And now we just build it down with greenhouse walls. You want to make sure that they line up. I said something earlier about using a tech suit for this. If you do not have a tech suit, tame a tapejara and do an even spread on its points between stamina and weight. Tapejaras can strafe left and right, up and down. It's really easy to build with them. Better than standing on the back of a Quetzal and trying to do it, because that's just a pain in the butt. Been there, done that. It's not fun. If you have a skiff, it's easy to do it on a skiff as well. So once you get the direction you want on one side, take that ceiling, branch off from one side, take it over to the other side, and start building it out on the other side. That way you make sure your ceiling's facing the same direction. Just like so. Now to save the resources, since I'm in creative mode, I didn't really care. I'm just going to demolish these. But once you get these placed on this side, you get them connected to the wall, then you can go on this bridge and start picking these up to save them. Or you can use an exomech to pick them up if you have an exomech. Alright, that is the tech ceiling part done. Now let's put the glass in. Get that out, and I don't have greenhouse ceilings. Let's search for those. Get those bad boys out. Alright. Now when you're building this, you want to make sure that you are placing these down on both sides and you place them the same direction. Don't put one on that side and then put one on that side. Make sure you build all the way across in one direction. Otherwise, it'll get uneven. Yep, see, it was the sloped one. See, I told you, you give it a little gap right there. Aggravates the crap out of me. Because if I built this side, if I started on this end and started building over, then I would have that gap on this end. The gap's there, I would rather have the gap in the same spot on both ends than have one gap on one side and another gap on the other. So we'll just place that in, and once we're done with that, we're going to come up here, and we're going to place the greenhouse glass in. Greenhouse glass, you want to do this just the same way as you did the sloped ceilings. You want to place these in the same direction. You don't want to start on one end and then go over to the other side and place them to the middle. I would start on one end and go all the way across. I'm placing the center ones first to make sure that I don't get a weird snap point off of the sloped ceilings. I don't remember if you can or not, but I'd rather not risk it. I don't think you actually can. No, it doesn't look like they'll snap off of it, but when you're placing these right here, you can get a different snap point off of these walls. So make sure you're getting the right one on these ceilings. Make sure they line up right. You can tell by the beams in the middle of the greenhouse glass if you're lined up right. There we go. And now I'll go back down here and place these on the side. I know it's a crude way to do it. There's probably better ways out there. When I'm designing my bases, I'll use Excel. And I'll go through and build a basic 2D layout of what I want to do. And then I will test my build in creative mode single player just to make sure I have it down the way I want it. And, do like I did here for y'all. You don't have to go full-blown everything, but if you're making all your vault rooms the same, building one vault room, there's no need for you to build all 4 of them. You can build one and you'll get an idea of how stuff needs to be done and how it needs to be placed. But that is the structure completed, the exterior of it. Like I said, I still need to place the crop plots down. And I need to power the generator. I think the generator has to be on 7.4 to power the whole base. So let me activate it. Radius options. Max her out. And then you just gotta slowly start taking her down. I'm gonna stop at 8 and go place the Tek Crop Plots since they're the furthest away from this, and then I'll adjust it after that. But by the looks of it, I should have enough room. And these Tek Crop Plots are easier to stack than regular crop plots. But we just have them one high in our base, so I'll just go ahead and show you one high. And you want to make sure they're in the middle of their ceilings. Get them as even as possible. Just a second. Somebody messaged me. Probably just my roommate sending me a meme. Like I was saying earlier, if you don't have access to Tek Crop Plots, you don't have access to a Tek generator, You don't have to have these over here. You can put something else over here, whatever your tribe needs. I would not put regular crops in here though. As you can tell, you have zero greenhouse effect on these. The plant species R, or the R seeds, will grow instantly here, and they do not need fertilizer, or they do not need greenhouse effect to it does not increase their timer. It's still a 30-minute timer. I haven't tested it yet if the greenhouse effectiveness increases the amount of meat that you get from it. I haven't tested that yet. That's a good thing for me to science out, but as far as I know, it does not. But now we're just going to decrease the range on this generator. That way we're not wasting element. Go ahead and show generator range. Change the radius. Let's take her down to 7.4, because I think it is 7.4. Make sure we have power on everything. We do, and looks like we can probably bring it into 7 or 6.8. Let's try and drop her down to 7. Let's see if we still have power. Yeah, still have power. The reason why you don't want to have it set on max is your generator, unless you're using S+, or Structures Plus, whatever that mod's called now, your generator, the higher the range, the more element it consumes. So a generator set on 1 times will consume 1 element every 18 hours, and if it's on max range, it will take 1 element every 4 hours. So the only time I would leave it on max range if I was on Gen 2 or if I was on Extinction. Couple maps where it's really easy to get element. Right now you can see our generator range is barely coming through the wall right there. Let's see if I can take her down 1 more. I think the only reason why ours was set on 7.4 is because I had to power the Tek Crop Plots behind the base. Yep, still powered. There you go. And that's how you do that. If you wanted to put a teleporter in here, you could do so. I would take out this right here. This is what I did when we built the base on the island when we were playing on Legacy. Let me get my tech ceilings out here. I need to go up 1 more. You could put your generator downstairs if you wanted, or your teleporter downstairs if you wanted to. You would have to pretty much get rid of everything in the middle there though in order to place it. Or you could just put it up here. And once you put it up here, you can put forges around it or whatever you want around it. Go ahead and show you this. And like you've seen on ours that we have on Valguero, we have decorations on the wall. I put war maps up. You can throw taxidermy bases in here if you want to, show off some of your cool tames or some of the cool dinos you found. Put boss dermises on them. Whatever you want them to do. Personalize it however you wish. Okay, got that down. Let's get our stairs. That way we can down from here. Stairs down. And to keep ourselves from falling off, we'll go ahead and put some railing here. I'm not going to put the railing up here until I get the teleporter placed in. because I don't want it to interfere with the teleporter placement. So, we are going to get our teleporter. Put that on our action bar. We're going to use our little ladder trick and K mode. We're going to get even in the base. And we'll get our teleporter. And that looks like as far as we can get it. Now, I can click this again and place it here, but it would have that post on the teleport. It would have that in the front, and I don't want it in the front. So we can't just turn it around like that. So, what we can do is go over here, try to place it on this side, if you want it over here. Let's try doing it on this side. Let's see if it lets us do it over here. Oh. So, if we wanted to, we could get rid of this wall and put more ceilings down like I did over here and put it over there. I'm just going to put it over on this side, because having that post right there really doesn't bother me that much. So let's get the line back up. There we go. And now if you wanted to, you could put indie forges on the sides over here. Or industrial forges, whatever you want to call them. Sprinkle them all around your teleporter here. That way if you got a magma sword, you can just teleport right in and get to smelting all your precious metal. But I don't want mine in here like this. So, and I'm going to have mine, I'm going to mainly smelt all my metal on Aberration. I'll show you how to set up a metal base on Aberration. But there's that. If you want a teleporter up there for you, looks great. Oh, let me get rid of these here real quick. Only downside of having those up there is you can't see through the roof from down here. That's the only part I don't like about having that up there. You can't see through the beautiful greenhouse glass. What's the point of putting greenhouse glass up there if you can't see through it? Well, my opinion on it anyways. Alright, now we're going to add a transmitter. Grab our ladder here, climb up the ladder, go up to K mode, pick up the ladder, remember where I put my transmitter. Alright, make sure you're even in your crafting room. Make sure you're in the middle of it, and I'm going to put this transmitter even with the door coming into the crafting room. Like so. Alright, anyways guys, that's it. That is the crafting room. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Please send us your crafting rooms. We'd love any new ideas to help improve ours. Thanks. Bye.